today because I was getting some feedback earlier.
Mm.
Okay, I think we're ready to go. I don't hear any feedback. All right, the court is calling cause number. Let me see. This is on 2020 DCM 4011. Parties in this case, okay, this is a motion filed or petition filed by the Attorney General's office entitled a suit affecting parent-child relationship. There appears to be, I think we got two minor children in this case.
Three.
Three cases, okay.
Mhm.
Parties in this case are John Barron and Melissa Amy, who are present before me on this Zoom application. And the reason that we're doing this by Zoom is because due to the current pandemic crisis, we cannot appear in court. However, we are permitted to conduct hearings remotely, doing this hearing through the Zoom application. Also, in order to comply with the Texas rules, let's have public courts open to the public. By this matter is being live streamed on the YouTube channel. Hearing is concluded. This live stream will be taken off that YouTube channel. Recording on this case will be by the computer. My name is Antonio Rodriguez. I am the associate judge for the title here in El Paso, Texas. And, let's see, I'll ask parties to conduct themselves as if they were in court. Sometimes the audio portion may not work, so if two people are speaking at the same time, sometimes the audio portion doesn't work as well as it should. So please wait until the question is asked before you start to answer. Do not interrupt each other, please. What else? All right, those are the general rules that apply in every case, so I'm not picking on either one of you. Those are the rules that apply in every case. At this point in time, I'll ask Ms. Morris to make an announcement on this case. I believe there's a partial agreement, Ms. Morris.
Yes, Brooklyn Morris here for the state of Texas. The parties have reached an agreement in part in this establishment case. Parties have agreed to keep the surname the same. Parties have agreed in Barone, that last name Barone, excuse me. Parties have also agreed to joint managing conservatorship with Mrs. Amy being primary. Parties have agreed to geographical restriction in El Paso County with the standard possession order in place. Parties have agreed to that Mr. Barone does have one other dependent in his household to whom he provides for outside of this proposed order. Parties have agreed to continue health insurance under the government, state health government. Parties have agreed to child support amount in the amount of $366 based on Mr. Barone's gross income at $1,600 a month or $800 biweekly. That medical reimbursement would be in the amount of $85. Given the fact that Mr. Barone has another child, he's been given the 5% credit. All to begin on 3/1. The issue that remains is the retroactive support and the state calls.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me go to parties with regard to the agreement. If I can have both parties, please raise your right hand so I can swear you in. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I need a response, please. Mr. Barron?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes.
All right, okay. All right, the agreement is approved by the court. So we'll now proceed to the remaining issue, which appears to be on the amount, if any, on retroactive support. Right, go ahead, Ms. Morris.
Okay, state calls Mrs. Amy. Miss Amy, can you please state your full name for the record?
My full name is Melissa Michelle Amy.
Okay, and what are the names of the children before the court?
Leah Raquel Baron, Savannah Amy Baron, and Olivia Marie Baron.
And what are their ages?
Leah is going to be 10 tomorrow, so she's 9 currently. Savannah is 8, and Olivia is 5.
Okay, now I understand this is your first child support order, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so given the ages of the children, has Mr. Barone provided in the last 4 years in any way?
In the last 4 years, we were together for 2 of those years. We separated, and within the past 2 years, not really. He's given me, I would say, $70 uniforms. He gave me $40 for school supplies, and I think he might have spent like maybe $100 to $150 on shoes and clothes, maybe.
Okay, and what was the date of the separation between you two?
I don't know the exact date, but it was end of August, maybe like August 27th, August 26th of 2018.
Okay. And so your testimony is that from August 2018 up into today, he's provided around, sounds like he quoted about $300.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Has he seen the children? Does he visit with the children?
Yes, he usually sees them like every other weekend if they want to go over.
Okay. And what dollar amount would you put on this retro time frame that from August of 2018 up into today? If you had to put a dollar amount on what you feel is in the best interest of the children that is owed, what would that be?
Like a full dollar amount? I don't know, maybe like $10,000. Maybe that's a lot of time.
Okay. And so what do you think in terms of you're aware of his employment, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You're aware of the other child in the home, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so if you had to, in addition to the standard child support that's being ordered today, what do you think would be reasonable and in the best interest in that repayment amount? If you had to put a dollar amount on that repayment amount?
Maybe like $80 a month.
Okay. State passed the witness.
All right.
State calls Mr. Barone. Mr. Barone, can you please state your full name for the record?
John Baron.
And you've heard the testimony so far, correct?
Yes.
All right. So let's just get straight to it. You've heard the time frame, the separation, September 18th up into today. What have you provided, if anything, for the children in that time frame?
I got them anything that they ever needed. She would tell me if the kids needed stuff, I was there to get them stuff. Got them their whole Christmas stuff. The kids needed little things here and there. I would provide it for them. We're on really good speaking terms, so we had a good communication level at that.
Okay. So if you've named off a number of things, if you had to put a dollar amount on the things that you said you've done over the time, what would that amount be?
That I put in?
Yes.
Probably about $5,000,
$5,000-$6,000.
right?
And when you visit, you heard the testimony that you do see the kids every other weekend. When they are in your possession, what are you providing in turn? When they're with you, name off some of the things that you're doing that could that you feel you should be credited for.
I take them places, you know what I mean? I buy them things when they want it. You know, even when situations are tight for me, I mean, I still make them happy. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you like I asked Miss Amy, if you had to put a dollar amount on a repayment plan, because you did say you contributed $5,000 to $6,000. If you had to put a repayment plan on a retro, what would that amount be?
Maybe about 50, 60.
$50 to $60 a month.
Yes.
Okay. State risk.
Okay. Mr. Barron, where do you work at right now?
I work over here on Lube Expresser.
What was it again?
Lube Express.
Lube Express. And how long have you been working there?
I barely started in September.
Where were you working at before?
I was working at Oasis and then I got let go due to COVID.
How long were you working at Oasis?
I had just started, like maybe 3 months,
And how much were you getting paid at Oasis?
775.
Were you working full time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then before Oasis, where else did you work?
Here. But before Oasis,
Before Oasis.
before Oasis, I worked at La Malinche.
Okay. How long did you work there?
Uh, Almost a year.
How much were you getting paid?
825.
Full time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. After La Malinche, where else have you worked?
Before La Malinche,
Work history. Trying to find out what your work history is since you and Miss Amy separated.
before La Malinche, I was working at Grandy's. From Grandy's, I went to La Malinche. And then I wanted to get back into the automotive field, so I went to Oasis as a tire tech. And they promised me that they were going to give me a raise, but then the whole pandemic hit, so I got let go because I was a new employee.
Okay. So you said you've been working at Lube Express since September?
September 28th is when I started, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Morris, any other questions for either party?
Just two other things, Miss Amy. One, are we requesting a non-disclosure today? Would any of your information subject you to any harm, hurt, or harassment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and likewise, and if you would you like me to draft this order without you having to review it? Or do you want to sign off on it first?
I could sign off on it.
Okay, Mr. Barone, are you requesting any non-disclosures at this time? Would your information subject you to any harm or harassment if information was disclosed on the order?
No,
Okay, and would you allow me to draft this order without you signing off, or do you want to sign off first?
I'll sign off.
Okay, nothing further, Judge.
Okay. All right. All right. Recommendation, Ms. Morris. What is the state's recommendation? Or this court?
As to the retro, the state recommends the amount, slightly under the guideline, $80. I think I calculated at 100. I recommend 80.
Okay. And the retroactive amount?
Oh, sorry about that. Hold on 1 second. 29 months gives us an amount of minus the $300 credit, give us amount of $10,314.
But is that based on his current salary?
Um, It's
Mhm.
based on, yes, the 366.
Yeah, but he hasn't been working and earning that amount of money.
All
He's only
right.
been earning that amount of money since September. Before that, it sounded like he was pretty much close to almost minimum wage.
Okay. Well, we can go off that, Judge. It's not a problem. Minimum wage. Let's see.
Let's see, he started working in September, so it'll be what was it, 366
Yeah.
in September,
So
4 months, and 29 months. There's 3 kids, 3 children,
yeah.
one other child.
um, Let's see. So if we go off the minimum wage presumption on that, that gives them a 288 times 29. Gives them a 8,000 or minus the 300 credit, $8,052.
8,052.
If I divide that by 2 and add interest, that gives him our guideline repayment at $90.
All right. Court will grant a judgment for retroactive support retroactive to a date of separation, which has been testified to as being August of 2018. I'm going to grant a judgment for retroactive support in the amount of 5,500. Payment on that judgment, $75 a month, in addition to the child support and in addition to the medical support agreed to by the parties.
Okay.
Payment also commencing on, I believe you said March 1st.
Yes.
March
And
1st.
Judge, the step down is going to be 301 and 234.
Okay. Whatever the step down is, that's fine.
Okay.
74. Okay. All right. That'll be, the court has approved the agreement and determined the amount of the retroactive support and payment on that judgment. I will grant a request for non-disclosure of any of Ms. Amy's information not to be disclosed in the court order. Ms. Maron did not request a non-disclosure. Everything else approved by the court. Is there anything else that we need to address, Ms. Morris?
Nothing further, Judge. Just to be sure, 5,500 at $25 a month.
No, I said 75.
75. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. 75 on the retroactive.
Okay.
All right. Any questions, Ms. Amy or Mr. Baron?
No, sir.
Mr. Baron, I know you shook your head. I need a verbal response.
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Ms. Morris will go ahead and prepare the order. I believe Ms. Amy wanted to review the order before I send it. So go ahead and send it to her for her review and approval. I will set an entry of judgment for next Friday, which would be February the 12th, 8 o'clock. 12, 12. What I mean by that, I need to have that order back before that date, later than that date on February 12th. Okay, 8 o'clock. Okay, that will conclude our hearing for today. Parties are excused. Thank you all very much. Have a safe week. There.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you, Judge.